When I think about overwhelm, you can kind of divide it into two parts. There's one part which is kind of long term, as in you're working on something for months and months, and then you start feeling overwhelmed. But on the other hand, there's also kind of the day-to-day overwhelm where you come home and you feel tired, basically. So let's look into that. This video is kind of a response to Thomas Frank's recent video about how he handles overwhelm. But watch the video, but this is also like a separate one, and I thought of some things that I use in my life that you might find useful too. So my situation is I work in a Big Four consulting as a technology advisor. So we always have multiple projects running at the same time. There's one or multiple client projects, there's a few internal projects, and then I get email like here and there for a couple hours of help. And my thing is, I want to do everything really, really well. So I want to give all my attention and focus to give really good results for our clients, but I also want to stay on track of everything. So this is the split between what Cal Newport would call deep work and shallow work. So you need to be able to focus for a long amount of time to create good deliverables, but you also need the shallow work to keep track of your tasks, to know what you should be doing, and to communicate with the people around you. So it's quite a busy life. I kind of like being busy, but I don't like being overwhelmed. So it's hard to get this all straightened out, right? And so what I was talking about, the short-term overwhelm, the feeling tired, there's one thing that I found that's helped me so much. I've learned it from Marcel, and it's basically taking mini breaks throughout the day. So usually you're sprinting, of course, right? We sprint. But what you do in between your sprints, you need to refresh. And so one of the greatest tricks I found is I have on my watch. I set it's an app on the watch that reminds you to stand up, but I use it for reminding me to leave the table, and it's a timer for 2 minutes where I just let everything go. I close my eyes and say like, okay, release everything, and doing that every half hour or every hour, it really keeps me going throughout the day. It's amazing. So Thomas, if you're watching, I hope you're watching, try it out, set some scheduled regular reminder and just walk away, whatever you're doing. If you're in flow or not, just stop it, and for 2 seconds close your eyes, don't do anything. It'll be amazing. For the second part, staying on top of your schedules and your routines, and also knowing your priorities, knowing what's really important in your life, and learning to say no to the things you shouldn't say no to. I still struggle with this, but kind of the big epiphany I had here was realizing that for a big part it's remembering it, right? So often I have difficulty doing my evening tasks. In the morning routine, it's perfect, it always works, but in the evening when I get home, I'm like, I don't want to do this. And so I know that there's a routine, but still I'm like, won't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow. And I think the biggest reason why I do that, I know that I have the routine, I know it, I know when I should be doing it at the right time, but I forgot why I was doing it. So the way I'm countering that right now is by writing a manifesto for my life, for myself, where I describe, I kind of push myself, motivate myself. Come on, Marcel, let's do this. It's literally like a few pages long where I'm pumping myself up, and I read this every Sunday morning. There's also a few difficult questions at the end, like what have you done this week that showed courage of your side? What can you do next week? So these are really questions where they're like, I should oh, I have to do something difficult. But it really helps. And to make sure that I remember it every day as opposed to once a week, part of my morning routine is kind of summarizing that and writing down like, okay, why are you on the planet? What are you here for? And it changes, every day it's a bit different, but for the most part it's the same, and that kind of gets me focused in okay, these things are important in my life. I have the motivation, the manifesto on Sunday to make sure I don't forget anything, but I have the morning journaling to just keep it in my head and keep it fresh there. Yeah, that's it. One more thing. You were talking about the success spiral. Sounded eerily similar to this thing from Ray Dalio. If you haven't read the book Principles, it's amazing. He's talking about why you should create principles for your own life, principles that you live by, why you should write them down. And he wrote down his principles for life, and they're really good. One of them is his success spiral, where he talks, okay, you should set audacious goals, and then you will fail. It's part of the process. Then you will learn from that failure. You will create new principles, or you will update your principles. Then you will improve as a person, and then you can set more audacious goals, and you can kind of start the next loop, and you keep going up like that. So that was just another thing that I thought of. Main takeaways for today. Number one, I'd like, really guys, try this. Set a regular reminder throughout the day to stop everything you're doing, close your eyes, breathe deeply. This is like just for one breath, super deep, is amazing. It's so weird that such a simple thing can help so much, but breathe throughout the day. Then if you want, you can write a manifesto for yourself. You can think about, okay, like, what is my life about? And then put it on paper, and then remind yourself on a regular interval. And if you really want to go the next mile, take every morning, take like 2 or 3 minutes to summarize it for yourself, so it's really in your head and you know, okay, these are the things I should focus on. That's what I have to you today. Thomas, if you're watching, I hope these are some beautiful extras to your video. If you're not Thomas, I'm happy you're watching too. Happy it's more than one person who's looking. So if you like this, please leave a like, subscribe, comments, so I know what's working, so I know if I'm doing something good or bad or useful or stupid for you. I want to know. I want to make great content for you. So let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.